Hi everybody, it's Scott Smith in sunny Southern California. Man, am I excited. Thank you, BMW. You finally did it. Man, a lot of you long-term subscribers probably remember back in the day I mentioned in one of my M videos about wishing and praying for BMW to throw the xDrive on an M3, and look what they did. This thing is just amazing. I was just taking a spin this morning with Nick and Trish, and car is just insane. I mean, man, this is seriously one of my dream cars right here. They waited till the 6th generation to pull this off. So with the performance, the technology, the suspension, I mean, wow. I mean, I gotta get one of these. Now you're probably asking right now, that car looks a little low. Yeah, Nick's actually done a lot to this car already, and he's got a lot more to come. So hey, let's get to the stats. It's almost 190 inches long, wheelbase 112, width 74, and height is 56 inches. Now the all-wheel drive, the M xDrive all-wheel drive, adds over a couple hundred pounds to the car, so it's almost 4,000 pounds the way it sits. But hey, let's get into the stats. Let's look at these wheels. BMW has been doing such a phenomenal job on their wheel design, gosh, for what, 5, 8 years, maybe even 10, at least just blowing it out of the water. So what we've got here, this is style 826M, it's the bicolor, and you got the 19s up front and you got the 20s in the back, and you're sitting on 285 series 30s in the back and 275 35s in the front. Now with me, I've always loved the brakes on these cars. This is the compound brakes, the standard brakes that come on the car. So you got a 6-piston fixed caliper system sitting on 380mm discs. So you've got a lot of surface, especially because BMW knows you're going to have a lot of fun. And as you can see, we've got the red calipers ordered on this one, and you've got a single floating piston caliper in the back sitting on the 370mm discs. Let's move to the front. Now I know when we first saw pictures of this front end back in the day, everybody was kind of a shock, but you guys got to think, you know, all these major car companies really got to make a statement, and they definitely have to go in a particular direction. Now that it's been out for a while, I truly like it. I mean, I think it's a statement. I think it looks mean. You guys remember the double-ribbed vertical slits we had in the previous F80. Now you've got them horizontal, but check that out. And look at those intakes. Now normally you got about 4.7 inches of clearance on the normal one, but obviously this one, Nick's done a very nice lowering on it, and you can see there's still a little bit of space underneath there, but we'll talk more about that later. And he's also got the Icon full adaptive LEDs with the laser lights, very signature running lights there. Also he's done some stuff to the lights also. And the hood, I love the look on the hood. That thing is just phenomenal. These lines that BMW has done probably in the last 10 years has just been amazing. The flow, the wheel wells, the angles, the shadows that come out of these different designs that they've done. To me, it almost looks a little bit cleaner now. I know in some of the past generations, not just in the M's, but also in the 3s, you had a lot more detail. Here, I think they've simplified and really gone smooth. And also the lights. Look how cleaned up they are. If you remember in the past, they really used to roll over the top of the hood. There was a lot of silver, a lot of lines, a lot of stuff going on. Hey, look what we got here. Nice. That is beautiful, man. That sounded great.
Yeah.
What do you think, man?
Is that the car yellow?
That's the speed yellow. It's a wrap, actually.
Beautiful.
Thanks, man. That's beautiful.
My house, and I'm like, holy shit, what's the car?
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Good to see you just shooting a
I have
YouTube.
bunch of M3s up there right now.
Oh man, I'll have to come visit.
Yeah.
Check out Scott BMW Smith on YouTube. Definitely, man. Have a good one. Look at the styling and the lines. I mean, that's one thing about this car, man. I could walk around and just stare at this thing for about 30 minutes. Especially up here where the door handles are. But let's have Nick have some fun with the exhaust. Man, that sounds good. Look at that rear diffuser. Beautiful, beautiful. And the flares that you've got, they've simplified the lights too. If you guys remember some of those past gens, man, we had some pretty huge lights, nice darkening. There's your badge, Shadowline exterior. I'll talk about that spoiler in just a little bit with Nick. That's not from the factory. Man, it sounds great just idling. We've also got that carbon fiber roof that we're used to. All right, let's go ahead and get Trish out here. We haven't seen her in a while. Hey Trish, how's it going? All right, let's look underneath the hood here at the power plant. So we got the S58 underneath here. So inline 6, 3-liter. Now the comp's got 503 horsepower, 479 foot-pounds of torque, kicking in at 2750 up to 5500. Now also one thing else I wanted to mention was the track on this car. Now from this model, on this model compared to the F80, they've stretched this front end out 1.5 inches for more stability, just because of dealing with the all-wheel drive. And you got a 0 to 60 time of 3.4 from BMW. We know how modest that is because some people have gotten it down to 3 seconds, or with some hardware and software upgrades. I think we've got a video on YouTube at 2.5 0 to 60. That's insane for a car like this. It's only, what, starts out under 80 grand. We'll get to the sticker in just a minute. All right, Trish, let's head over. We're going to go to the back of the car and then we'll check out the leg room. Okay, but let's do the trunk real quick just to show them that. Yeah, it's got 13 cubic feet of storage. It's just about a foot larger than the M4. And actually you can see we do have the fold down seats. So you do have some great utility in here. All right. And we got a power trunk lid you can have now on an M3. Nice.
Now we'll show the legroom.
Yeah, let's do that.
A bit more than last time, the last model.
Yeah, and you guys all know how tall Trish is, don't you? 5'9". Nick's actually 6 foot. So you can see here, she's actually got some great leg room. Not bad at all. And then also, as you guys probably know, we did put a screen in the back for the air conditioning system. And you've also got double charging ports that have been back there for at least, what, a couple years now, maybe, I think, on the 3s. Mm-hmm. And then this is the full Silverstone leather interior here. And as you can see, they put some really nice cup holders in the doors, storage. Got the Harman Kardon sound system. Some really nice styling. You can change up the lights inside to, what, 5 or 6 different colors. All right. Thanks, Trish. We'll see you in just a minute. All right, let's find out what Nick's done to his car. Come on out, Nick. How's it going, man? This thing is beautiful.
Thank you, thank you.
Man, look at this. So let's see. So the first thing we've done so far is the wrap. Is that right?
Yeah, so it's a Avery Dennison gloss dark yellow. It looks pretty much identical to Speed Yellow.
Okay.
It's a lot like paint. And then AA concepts for the carbon fiber intakes.
Got those down there.
We were going to order those from the factory, but it was going to end up getting all the carbon fiber on the rest of the car would be replaced, so no point in putting that in, so I just did it aftermarket with AA concepts. Diamond Auto Salon did the tinted clear bra on the headlights.
Nice.
Yeah, it keeps that crisp blue and white tone to the headlights instead of yellow. Like a lot of tint films tend to look yellow and brown after a while.
Yeah, the clouds have moved in on us, so we don't have as much sunlight right now, but you can definitely tell. And then along with the carbon fiber intakes, you also did the rear spoiler, is that right?
It's a CS style spoiler from AA concepts. I did that one because it looks nice and subtle. It's not too much because the car doesn't have a lot of aero on it right now. So if I did something really aggressive, then it would just come right off. Yeah, it's a nice touch.
Definitely, definitely. And now let's step back and we'll talk more about the let me get my gimbal back in control here. There we go. Sorry, guys. with the suspension or with the lowering, you want to tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Air Motorworks installed the AST suspension, and also the 15 mil spaces in the front and the 12 mil spaces in the back. It really needed it, especially with the xDrive. They sit a little bit higher than the rear wheel drive.
Yeah, I've always noticed that throughout the years that you've got that extra clearance with that all-wheel drive.
Yeah, it looked like an X5.
Yeah. And now definitely with the spacers I really like too, because it really stretches it out.
Yeah.
I mean, BMW, the car is almost or just over 4.5 inches longer than your F80 that you have.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's actually gotten longer and an extra, half inch of legroom in the back. But, stretching out, as we know, stability-wise, the farther apart you can put the wheels, the better.
Yeah.
So let's do this. Let's go ahead and go inside. We'll go over the MSRP on this car and the packages that Nick ordered on it. Let's do that. Now this car was originally black sapphire metallic, as you can tell here. We got this beautiful wrap, and then here's your full Silverstone leather interior. And this is with the standard M seats. Knowing Nick, he might do something to those, huh Nick?
Yeah, there's a reason I didn't order the carbon buckets.
Yeah. And then you've got the carbon fiber trim, as you can see here, which is standard, but also Nick did order an upgrade on the interior carbon fiber. Let me show you guys that. Real quick, let's do the steering wheel upgrade. So what he did is we did the carbon fiber, and it's going to be the shifters, is that correct?
Yeah, it's the paddle shifters and both of the steering wheel trims.
Yeah, so you got that, and then down below. So there's the additional carbon fiber. And then Trish, let's go over that sticker.
All right.
Cool. Okay.
So you can see here at the top, we're obviously in a 2022 BMW M3 Competition xDrive sedan. The manufacturer suggested retail price is $76,900. You can pause the video at this time if you'd like to take a look at all of the detailed items here. We have the parking assistance package, the executive package. You can see that we have the IDrive Professional included. We have the adaptive M suspension, the carbon fiber trim that Scott just mentioned. We have the Icon adaptive LED with laser light. And then we have the M driver's package, which is included there. And then at the bottom there, you have the total suggested retail price of $89,245. And then the fuel economy, you see there, you have the 18 combined city and highway, 16 city, and 22 highway.
Cool, thanks Trish. Now what we'll do is just have Nick show us in the iDrive, the M-Drive Professional, some of the upgrades we can do in there.
So you have the standard like you had in the F80, all the engine, the transmission, chassis, steering options, but now you have the braking option like they have in the M8, and I think the M5 has it too, like comfort braking. And then if you go DSC off, then you can go and choose between four-wheel drive sport, two-wheel drive. If you do two-wheel drive, you have the option now for the M traction control. It's 10 stages, kind of like the AMG GTR. Mercedes, they have the knob with the stage traction control.
And then you also get the what's the drift analyzer, which is pretty cool. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it'll rate your drift. It'll give you your angle, your distance, your time.
And please,
it's pretty crazy. And
please remember to do that under safe conditions, and please follow all road laws in your state. Just a disclaimer I need to mention, but so let's go back to the homepage. One thing I really noticed with the iDrive 7 too, extremely quick. I mean, you've got the front pages here that you can customize with the different widgets, but just an instant system. I was with BMW for over 20 years, so the development of the iDrive system throughout the decades, basically, there's just a lot of I guess you would say learning curve that we needed to do, but also obviously this day and age with the processing and everything, you could just see how quick this is. And then I think there's the voice assistant, isn't the BMW assistant, which I've heard from some of the geniuses is really adaptable and just really, you can really
it's smart.
Yeah, you can really have a conversation with the car if you need to. And then also the full digital display, over 12 inches, and also the center display here is over 10 inches. But if Nick, you want to throw it in some different settings so we can see it change up a little bit. So then you can just hear it, you can see it, you can change the center of the display depending on what you want to see. But yeah, and then you can hear the baffles open on that exhaust. And they've done a lot better cup holders, I think, in the car, obviously, too, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then you've got your wireless charging tray down there, too. And then let's pan around to the back seat just so we could see how Trish is doing back there. How you doing, Trish?
Great.
Is it nice and toasty?
Oh yeah.
Is there seat heaters in the back?
No,
just in the
cold
front.
weather package. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, forget that. We live
Seats
in
are coming out
California.
anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because some of the things you were thinking about doing, Nick, what were you going to do to the car?
Yeah, so if you looked at my last F80 build, it's pretty much a dual duty of like track day car and daily.
Okay.
It's a little more track day car that you daily, but yeah, cage, seats, harnesses.
So that's
suspension.
great. So I know talking with Nick, we were thinking about doing some follow-up videos as he does some more major updates to this vehicle, so you guys could kind of see how it looks, how it sounds. But right now, how about we go for a drive?
Yep.
Okay. Everybody got their seatbelts on?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, let's head out. Also, Nick was going to do a launch control for us from inside the car and outside the car. And then I wanted to talk to Nick about what his thoughts were with this. So you've had the car for what, about 3 weeks?
Yeah, I've had the car for about 3 weeks.
Okay.
And in that time, I've put about 3,000 miles on it.
Nice.
So put a lot of miles on it in the first 3 weeks.
We'll turn here. And then what's your thoughts, for the last 3 weeks, driving this car, putting the thousands of miles on it, what was your thought between the previous F80 you had? Because I know you had done a lot to that car. You did some software, so you were probably running around, what, 550 in that car, horsepower?
Yeah, I was running about 550 horsepower to the crank, so probably like 500 to the wheel. But that car, I had a lot more done to it hardware-wise. I did coilovers, wheels, tires, alignment, GTS software for the traction control, the steering, the differential, stuff like that. I did pretty much, not everything you could do to it, but basically everything you do to it. And I loved that car. It felt wild because it felt like it wanted to kill you all the time. It seriously felt like it wanted to kill you, and that's what I loved about that car, is it had so much personality because it had the dual clutch transmission.
Yeah.
This car doesn't have the dual clutch transmission, but what makes this car wild is how much power it will put down without having an issue. You can literally rail the gas in a corner and it won't step out on you like that.
Yeah,
The
it's one thing.
F80, the F80, if you hit the gas too hard, or if you just gave it a little bit too much throttle in a corner, it's spinning out on you. Then you're oversteering, you have to correct it, you have to keep it in line. This car keeps itself in line so well, and if you want it to be a wild car like the F80, you can do that too.
Yeah, simple settings, huh? Because the default is four-wheel drive, which is still a rear-wheel biased setup. BMW still wanted those characteristics. You go into the four-wheel drive Sport, it even throws more bias to the rear. And then if you truly, being an experienced driver, you could really go and have some fun in that two-wheel drive mode, in which you have to turn off some of your stability programs.
Yeah, you have to go DSC off, but then you have the 10-stage traction control, so you can do that.
Yeah, so here we go. Let's pull over. Wanted to do the launch control here from inside the car. Let's see if it's safe. Man, I can't even hold this gimbal straight. Woo, that was awesome.
It's pretty wild.
Oh gosh.
I've had a couple people say that the only other car that launches this hard is the Turbo S.
You've had what?
I've had a couple people say that it launches like a GTR and a Turbo S.
Wow.
That's the equivalent to how hard it launches.
Yeah, for what you get in this car for under 80 grand, and the utility
it's crazy.
And just everything that comes with an M3, especially all the history of racing and everything like that all packaged into this four-door, it is pretty hard to beat the price and the value and the performance and definitely the joy of driving in this car.
Yeah, it's a very satisfying driving experience. And in the corners is where this car really shines. The acceleration's crazy because it's all-wheel drive and it's an S58. It's a crazy engine, but in the corners it really gets wild because it puts down so much power.
Yeah. And then the traction, huh?
The traction's unreal. It's unreal. It feels like a supercar in the canyons.
So now I'm going to step out, and Nick's going to do the same thing, and I'm just going to have you watch it from outside the vehicle. We're just waiting to flip a U-turn here. But first, before we do this, just wanted to let you guys know, you know, this is going to be kind of a lifespan with this car as it gets more personalized and just gets meaner and meaner. So definitely, you guys want to follow Nick. Where do we want to follow you at, Nick?
Top 2 Built on Instagram. And then for the vinyl wrap as well, it's LF Auto Cosmetics. My girlfriend did the wrap, so she just started her own wrapping business. She does a very good job.
Cool, good to hear. And then Trish, where we got to follow you at?
BMW_Trisha on Instagram.
Perfect. Okay, cool. I'm going to jump out. Nick's going to wait till it's safe to do another launch. Hopefully he'll come back and pick me up. Okay, hold on. Woo! That is awesome. Hey guys, thanks everyone for watching and stuff. And hey, I want to thank all my subscribers checking in, see where I've been, what I'm doing. Hopefully I'll be doing a lot more videos. Wanted to ask you guys, if you guys are in Southern Cal, Northern LA, Los Angeles, please let me know if you got a newer car you'll let me shoot. You know, something 2021, 22, anything. We could really have some fun. You guys don't have to be on camera. But yeah, just definitely looking for different new BMWs to shoot. Hey, thanks for watching and have a good one.